Last week, we made a start on fixing our huge 30,000 litre rainwater tank because it sprung a leak and it's losing water quickly. The remaining water was absolutely filthy, so after we drained it, we were able to scrape down all the nasty gunk off of the bottom, then clean down all the walls so we could try and find where the leak or leaks were coming from. We then used a heavy-duty underwater adhesive to try and stop those worst offending cracks spreading any further. But there's still a lot more to do before we can refill it and have a cheeky little dip in here.
Right. Where do we go? Do we go as close to the middle as we can get?
That makes the most sense. Is it going to be a pain in the neck to try and do it around the tree though?
I don't think so.
No.
So we've had a bit of a rethink on this because the original plan was to just get the cracks patched up, stop the leak, get it all repainted as quickly as possible just so we can get it refilled as quickly as possible, because this is a lot of water that we use for the veg garden and we want to use around the land to water the trees over the summer, and we want to swim in it, selfishly. But yeah, we've had a bit of a thought that whilst we're here and we're doing this, there's a couple of extra bits we could add that will just make life a bit easier going forward. And one of those things is a skimmer, because as you can see, we've got this lovely olive tree here, but even with a cover on, which we normally have, it still gets leaves and olives and things fall in. So having a skimmer here with water jets on the other side is going to help push all that debris into here and keep it out of the water and stop kind of more gunk and stuff building up. But it's not the easiest of jobs to be cutting this out. I thought it was going to be a bit easier, but the angle grinder can only get so far. So
I guess that's a good thing for the rest of the tank, that it's strong.
yeah, I mean, it's solid. Brick.
Not what we expected.
I'm really surprised at that. I was adamant that given the width of this, it was going to be block,
Yeah.
which is what most of them are normally made out of, not the tijolo, the brick. I mean, it's got a lot of reinforced concrete in it. It's solid.
Full of surprises, this tank.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I just need to start smashing more out, I guess. There we go, the hole is complete. Skimmer fits nicely. And good thing is that we found there's rebar joining all of these blocks or bricks, so that's good news. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking when we dismantle or kind of break into anything, because you just don't know what you're going to find, and we never want to find something that's been built really badly, because we're then going to feel the pressure to rectify it or feel that that thing isn't safe, and sometimes just ignorance is bliss. But yeah, it's good to see that it's got rebar, because that means it's not just brick and concrete, it's actually got reinforcement through it, which is good when you've got this much pressure on the wall. I've just cut them back because the skimmer actually fits kind of between that. It's only the front part that's this wide, so when we make good around the skimmer and we put concrete and mortar in here, these are going to help to tie it in to the rest of the wall.
So as the sun's just coming over the top of the tank, we were thinking some shade right now might be pretty nice. So we're just getting these metal bracket things attached to the side so we can get some posts up so that we can get a shade sail going. Is that looking all right?
Yeah, we need to figure out the height.
Yeah, that looks pretty low.
The 120s to there. Oh. More.
So if we're trying to get in at this point, yeah, I mean, it'd be okay, won't it?
Yeah.
And then like, boop. Yeah, 120.
Easy.
I thought you were going to get me with the pen then.
Higher. Way higher.
Oh yeah, of course, we're not going to the top of the metal, are we? We're going to the...
More. Up there. So this week's video is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one website building platform. Now, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I love this platform. Whether you're looking to start your first small blog or maybe you've already got a large business, Squarespace has all of the functionality to match your needs, and it's also so easy to use. Get started by choosing one of their designer templates or answer a few questions and let their inbuilt AI design you something bespoke. You can then customize it to exactly how you want by using their really easy to use drag and drop editor. Then when you're ready to launch, you can use their inbuilt marketing tools to help your business grow. Try it for yourself with a free trial. Just go to squarespace.com/lifebyliving. And then when you're ready to launch, use our code LIFEBYLIVING to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Who knew it'd be such a hot little job getting those 3 posts up?
Well, it wasn't a little job, was it?
It didn't end up being. You've worked so hard, you've actually sweated all the way through your lovely new cap.
Oh, what is it showing here?
Yeah.
Oof.
Sexy. So we've gone for these nice natural wooden posts to fix the shade sail onto. We're just hoping that they're going to be strong enough because we are in a bit of a windy spot, and obviously when it whips up underneath the shade it is going to be a bit of a parachute.
Yeah, I think it's only going to be for summer though, so I think that'll be okay. We're going to take it down for winter. That's when it really gets super windy.
But the shade that we get from this is going to be blissful when we're in there dipping around.
When it's like this sunny, laying in there out of the sun, I think it's going to be the first time we've actually felt cool so far this summer. Okay.
Aye. So we've realised we have not done good maths. What does this even class as? Trigonometry?
That's not the problem.
Let's see what the problem is.
So the problem is that we followed the instructions, which told you the measurements of where you need to put your posts based on the size of the shade sail and how long your chains were going to be in between. Well, we did that, and it's completely off.
Suffice to say, this post here is going to have to get moved.
In case you hadn't gathered, not in the best mood. after having to do this again. We thought by the end of today we're going to have shade sail up, skimmer all nicely like mortared in and ready to go.
Fully painted, filled with water.
No, not that far, but we wanted those 2 jobs done. That's the way it goes sometimes. Just slows you down so much working in the heat, but I mean, stuff like this, it is what it is. Tomorrow will be a better day.
It'll be another day at least.
This too shall pass. Right, drill.
Sunset, the perfect time to test your shade sail. I know this looks ridiculous, but I don't know where the dust brush went for the pan, so this is what we're working with. So I've got the thickest of it up just with the dustpan and brush, but obviously it's still really mucky under there. We had wanted to get hold of an attachment to put on the jet wash that is, if my hand can demonstrate it, that is to clean patios and decks. However, when Ricky was last in the city, he looked high and low and had no joy, and the ones online were just going to be really slow to come, so we don't want to be slowing the project down just for that. But he did pick up a cleaning solution, so we'll put that on, leave it to soak in for 5-10 minutes to loosen it off, and then be able to jet wash it with like the fan attachment. So I might have uncovered another problematic crack in the floor. From what I can see, it's running the whole width of the tank. I'm literally stood either side of what looks like 2 tectonic plates. No bueno, not good.
This skimmer is going to do wonders for helping keep this tank, pool, whatever you want to call it, clean and free of debris. It's all bedded in with mortar, it's plumb, it's level, and now I'm just going around the sides and over the top with mortar and stones just to fully get it secure in its position. I'm sure everyone has seen one of these in a pool before, but maybe you don't know how it works. So just to explain, the water level comes up to about halfway, and then as water comes in from the opposite side, the current from those jets kind of pushes all of the water towards this skimmer, including kind of all leaves and everything that's on the surface. The water comes through with all the debris in, drops into here, water goes through the basket and it catches all the leaves and everything in here, so then we can just take this out, throw it away. And then there will be a pipe fixed to that hole in the bottom, and that's where the water exits to go to the filter and the pump and come back into the pool. It's not going to catch everything in there. I think the reality is if you were making a proper pool of this size, you would have more than one of those skimmers, but one is going to be enough for us. And if we have to still go around with a net and catch the strays, it's all good. I'll do it while I'm having a dip. work and play. Victoria's just popped up. She's been doing pointing down at the tiny house. And the first thing she says when she looks at it is not, "Good job, Ricky." "Hey, that's looking good, Ricky." What did you say?
Oh, it looks quite pooey, doesn't it? I was referring to the colour. The pointing that I'm doing there with the mortar that's got lime in it as opposed to the cement just looks less pooey.
Backpedaling.
I'm sticking by it. There you go.
Hey.
A little peace offering for you. I even put you a dollop of ice cream in it.
Cool, this is fancy.
Fancy pants.
Thank you.
I think Pop's there for the ice cream.
Hello. You want a bit? I shouldn't be using a straw anyway because of my tooth. Yeah.
Not on camera, at least. There's such a lovely, fresh breeze blowing through the windows today, and it's still not lost the novelty of when you come down here, being able to fling open the windows. But it does mean that now that job is ticked off, we're sort of at a point where we can't progress with other jobs in here until all of the interior is finished with the pointing, and there's still a lot to do. However, the jobs that we can't get onto yet are big, exciting jobs that we both really want to get onto. So that is going to be the driving force and motivation to push through and get all the pointing completed ASAP. An additional bonus is obviously you're working inside, so you're out of the direct sun. I'll be honest, both of us are feeling the heat. The more days and weeks go on with it being warm, I feel like my very core being is getting hotter and hotter. It sounds dramatic, but, well, maybe that's just me. Like this that I really wish that I were ambidextrous, because pushing this in really does give your wrist a bit of a workout. This stuff is just drying so much quicker though today. I'm going to try, I think, and do 2 mixers, but then I'll have to come back and like brush it all off, because we had left it until the early morning of the next day on the last time we were doing it, and it was nowhere near as warm and like dry air as it is at the minute, and that was a real tough job to try and brush that back to get the right texture. So definitely needs to be done a bit later on today and not to be left. So that's something to look forward to.
So as well as the skimmer, another thing we've decided to add is a big bench slash step in the corner of the tank. And it's there for 2 reasons really. One, to help us get in and out, because we're about 1.2 meters deep here. So trying to pull yourself out every time, yes, you can do it, but it would be much easier having something to step up onto and then step over the top. But also, we want the dogs to be able to use this space with us. So the plan, the end game, is that after a hard day of work, we can come in here to cool down when the heat is at its peak. And that's about probably between 5 and 6 o'clock here. Obviously, Victoria and I can touch the floor. We can drop ourselves down to get our shoulders below the water. If we don't have anything in here, the dogs will just be swimming around. We want them to just be able to chill out. That's what we're going to try and train them to do, is just to be in here and just chill and relax and cool down. So the plan here is to have this big kind of bench in the corner at such a height where they can lay down on it in sort of the Sphinx position, and they can still have their head very comfortably above the water. Victoria, you just want to come and just check this is the right size.
Oh, that's quite generous, isn't it?
So it'll be that and then like 4 high.
It looks about the same size as one of Ted's beds,
Yeah.
so you should be able to lounge.
Okay.
Yeah. Hot.
Right, let's start laying them. Water is literally sizzling. Well, I don't know what happened there, but that last shot stopped filming after about 5 seconds, annoyingly, and I didn't notice until I've just finished. Well, I got the first layer down. It's looking good, really happy with the size. It has got me thinking though, whether I want to put a step here in front of it, because it's going to be like 4 blocks high. I'll have a little think over some lunch because I need to make some more mortar anyway, and then I'll come back, crack on. Hopefully the next work shot will show a bit more progress than just laying down 1 block.
Just feeling good. It's pretty hard actually. I think I've managed to catch this at the absolute sweet spot, and it really does make a big difference with how easy it is and quick it is to brush off. Happy days.
Right, 1 more layer to go for the bench. Spoken to Victoria and we're gonna do a step. I'm thinking about it, we didn't decide where, but we're just gonna do a smaller 2 block wide step. I think we're gonna end up doing it here. I'm out of mortar already because I'm just having to fill like all the uneven areas around the edge because the wall's not completely straight and it's gobbling the mortar. So I'll get this last little bit in, make another mix, and we'll get it finished up. As soon as the sun goes down, we're spending quite a long time down here every night at the moment. So if you're wondering where we are, we're by the tiny house because kind of our whole property, although we have lots of flat land, it's kind of on a bit of a slope and we have lots of big terraces. So where the main house is, the actual terrace that's on is taller than the roof line of the tiny house. So the difference in degrees from down here to up there is, what do you reckon? 5, maybe more degrees?
I'd say more, yeah. It's bearable down here. Some would even say comfortable. Yeah, it is really intense. And then you've got like the heat radiating off of the stone as well from the house. So yeah, nice little bit of relief down here.
It's also just so much nicer for the dogs. They can actually relax, have a bit of a run around if they want to. There we go, Exhibit A, 2 relaxing dogs. Next summer is gonna be a lot more comfortable because we'll be down living in here. We'll be able to sit out on the veranda in the evenings and relax, and it'll actually be finished.
I'm finished.